Hey everyone, here we are in Berlin, Connecticut. Ran the Boston Marathon, I don't know, a week and a half ago. And it didn't go the way I planned. And such is life. But it also means I gotta get my head back in the game. And I have the Vermont 100 coming up in July, but that's kind of a ways off because right now we're at the beginning of May. So I want to do something between now and then, which will serve as both a reminder to myself that I am strong, but also confirm that I am. Make sure where I'm at in the training cycle and see how I'm going to do relative to Vermont. And so I did a little bit of research yesterday looking for some ultras, and I found this one, the Ragged Mountain Last Person Standing. So it's a backyard ultra, which means you run one loop, relatively small loop per hour, and you just keep going. Everybody keeps going until they can't go any longer. And the last person to finish a loop, the one who's still in there and has finished one more loop than the second to last person, is the one who wins. And this is a really tiny one here. This field seems to only be, 20 people last year. And I saw it maxed out, seemed to max out at 40 a few years ago. So it's a really small race. And yet the winners are still running 100 something miles. And so each loop of this course, unlike sort of a traditional quote unquote backyard ultra, this one is 3.1 miles per loop. Also different from a traditional backyard ultra is that this one is going to be up and over a big hill here in Connecticut called Ragged Mountain? Yeah, Ragged Mountain. And this right here is the start-finish area, the loop start-finish area. This is where it's gonna happen. I've come down to run one lap of this to see how it feels. I'll probably actually end up running about 3 laps of this, but I'm curious to see how long it takes to do one lap and how I feel at the end of that. And then I am going to decide whether to actually do this race next weekend. And I will hopefully feel like I want to do this because I feel like I need to do this. So Vermont's about 170 feet of elevation gain per mile over the course of the 100 miles. And this one is something like 190. So they're two totally different courses, but I'm going to go off on this lap here, and we'll see how it goes. Here we go. Nicer here, more level. Rocks are not so frequent so far, just for a minute here, but each lap's only 3.1 miles, which is not long, and so I'll take anything I can get. But the higher proportion of each lap that's easy is something that's going to help me to succeed. Right here. So I've got the Vermont 100 coming up, and that's a lot of elevation gain. It's all on dirt roads, for the most part, it seems like. Even on their FAQs on the website, they say that you can get away with road shoes. So thinking about using road shoes, but look at this. This here is not road shoe worthy. This is totally different. And this is what I'm proposing to run a backyard ultra over. next weekend. No real specific preparation for this, and never having done one before. What I have been doing though is a lot of running. A lot of running. I don't think I'm gonna do any more running per week in preparation for Vermont than I did in preparation for Boston. The only thing that's gonna be different, I think, is that I'm gonna do a lot more elevation. I think I'm pretty well trained for this right now, except for the fact that I did just run the marathon, you know, a week and a half ago. And I actually, this is the first time I'm not feeling soreness in my quads. I did 5 marathons last year, including one with 2,200, I think it was, feet of elevation gain. And after none of the marathons did I feel as beat up as I did after Boston. And I think that's probably a combination of Boston being, you know, predominantly downhill for the first 16 miles, but also, more importantly, because I had problems with diabetes where my blood sugar went sky high the whole way. And so that forces me into a state of dehydration that I can't overcome by drinking. Yes! So nice. As I was saying, I ran the marathon and I cramped up. My legs were like micro cramping all over them, particularly my quads, my hammies, and my feet. And with all of that cramping, I think I just shredded my muscles over that course of the race, and that's why my quads have been so beat up for the last week and a half. Just unusually awful. It usually only takes me, you know, 2 days, 3 days till I'm cool with going for a run again. And I could barely walk 2-3 days out. Forget going for a run. Whoa. Okay. Still on the right course? Damn. Okay. Got one of these we're gonna have to deal with every hour. Oh boy. Whew. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at this. Back down again. Wow, okay. You're not messing around. All right. Huh, okay. Bit of a scramble here. I didn't say anything about poles or not. I'll bring my poles. Coming back to the car every hour is really helpful. The idea that you can just swap in and out stuff. That's why I wanted to come here and find out how long this is going to take me to do a lap. See how it feels to do a lap. Because I want to know, as I get more tired, am I going to be able to give myself 10 minutes at the start line each time? I can give myself 10 minutes. That's quite a good chunk of time to accomplish stuff. I can certainly drink a lot of water. I can certainly eat a fair bit of food. I can certainly, you know, use the bathroom. And then at some point I could use that for napping, you know, like 5-minute naps, which would probably help quite a bit, given what I've read about that. If I can figure out how to fall asleep fast enough, which probably I could. Find out. But yeah, carrying poles for like a lap here and there, not all the time. You know, carrying the phone versus holding it in the holster versus putting it in my hydration vest, wearing a hydration vest at all, versus carrying a handheld. You know, all those things you can swap out. Clothing, obviously, shoes. Swap all that stuff out. passing by the car every hour. As I said, the question now is how long I can reasonably assume I'll get at the car. .47, so that's actually 50 minutes exactly to here, and I've been standing here for what, a few minutes. So 50 minutes, one lap, super easy. That shines a big light on the strategy, doesn't it? Because right now I sit around for 10 minutes. Who cares? Sure, yeah, let's sit around for 10 minutes. Doesn't matter to me. Then get started. Actually, I could use the porta-john right now. That would be helpful. And 10 minutes is more than ample time to do that and to chug down a whole bunch of water. Maybe I'll chug some water while I'm here. I'm putting this camera away. And yeah, I'll come talk to you again after the next lap or two. So I'm here at the car. I got back from the second lap with at I guess an hour and 43. So I meant I had 17 minutes here. And I ate lunch. Big salad. Just finished that. And right now, you can see I got 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. So I gotta get going again. Not so bad. I'm gonna try and do 2 more laps and see how that goes. I want to get the feeling for this rhythm, but I'll come back to you later. So here we are. We finished 3 loops. Back at the car. Been here for 3 minutes so far, 4 minutes, and got back at 52 minutes past the hour. So that gives me 8 minutes this time, which is 9 minutes less than I had last time. Not sure what happened there. I guess I'm just testing the way it feels. Oh, and there were some snakes at one point, which we stopped at for, I guess I probably lost like 3 minutes looking at the snakes. That doesn't help. But you can see my watch here, 2:56:31 for 3 laps complete. About to go out in the 4th. So I'm gonna leave the camera here for the 4th one. I don't think there's anything else to show you. I mean, I guess I'm feeling about the way you would expect to feel after 9 miles, but I got 3 minutes to go. I'm gonna drink the rest of that water there. I've got 750 ml of electrolyte left over for when I get back. The dog is fortunate that there is a creek like a quarter mile before we get back to the car that she keeps drinking from, so she's doing well. But yeah, so now I've got about 2 minutes, a little more than 2 minutes to go, and I will see you when I get back. All right, here we are back at the car. 4 loops done for 12.6 miles on my watch. 3:49:59. I got back, 11 minutes, 10 minutes before I would have to get up and go again. For lap 5. But I mean, I'm not dead. I'm about how you'd think you'd feel after 12 miles. Feels good. It's rocky, that's for sure, and it's not very comfortable. I gotta remember to bring, like, I don't know, foot corn pads and moleskin and other shoes and other socks, and I need to, like, wash my feet, I think, probably. Yeah, that's a good idea. Wash my feet, change my shoes regularly, and change my socks, regularly, and shoes. And I think those things will help me. And then I gotta bring food. I gotta bring, like, food that I want to eat. Like real food, not just gels. I didn't actually have any gels at all today, and that might have helped so far. It's only 12 miles, so I figure I did a 1/6 of my minimum. So I'm gonna try and do, my A goal is win. My B goal is 30 hours. My C goal is 24 hours. And then like my D goal, if I'm allowed one, is 50 miles. I think that feels right. So I guess I'm talking like I'm doing this. So I guess I'm actually gonna do this. I might look at the forecast real quick, potentially. Although maybe I shouldn't bother. I should probably just do it anyway, because I'm gonna have the same problem in Vermont. If there's weather, I'm not gonna be able to get out of it there. So I should just do it. Dog seems fine. We saw that snake up there, those snakes. It was pretty awesome. I got a little bit of it on video. I also need to figure out whether I'll be able to I want to put the air mattress in the back of the van, and if I can occasionally do a fast lap, get in half an hour, and then nap for half an hour, you know what I mean? 25 minutes. If I could do that 2 or 3 times total, that would be pretty sweet over the night. I don't know if that's gonna be possible, but it's a nice idea, and I'd love to have it available to me. So if I can set up the air mattress in the back of the van and have that right here, that'd be good. But this is gonna be the spot. This is where everyone's gonna be. We're just gonna be right here, start finish area. I'm not bringing anybody with me. I'll be just me and myself. And I don't think there's gonna be many other people here. It's an 8 a.m. start. I'm gonna hang in for at least 24 hours. That's my C goal. So 8 Saturday morning, all the way through till 8 Sunday morning, minimum is my goal. But I think if I set it as A goal is winning this thing, B goal is 30 hours, and C goal 24, I will have gotten a lot out of this adventure, and I think I'd be well set up for the Vermont, and in a good position to feel good there and hit my goal of under 24 hours there. We'll see. But guys, I think that's all I got for you today. We're gonna go out and do this thing. Say hi to the doggy. But in any event, I'm gonna go around these things. No Annie. You don't like snakes either, huh? No, Annie. Oh, there they go over there.